Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. Starting off with the DXY on the daily. I'm looking for, like I've mentioned many times before, I'm looking for 1, 2, 3 up here, and we get like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we either get 3 up here or 5 for a 3, 3, 5 complex correction, and then we get an A, B, C. So I'm looking for upside. There was a possible flat in here we were looking at as an A, a B, and a C, but it's gone way past that 161.8 now, so we're only looking for buys. So next week, you'll be looking for a retrace in here, possibly back to the 50 fib of this, and then you look to buy after this correction. They're all very similar. All the majors are very similar to the DXY. As you can see here, I'm looking at this as a more complex correction. We got 1, 2, 3. From here, I was looking for the A, B, C here. It never went. Instead, we got this long drawn out correction. And I'm looking at a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as a 3, 3 or 3, 3, 5 complex correction. And then we get the A, B, C. So at this stage, I'm looking for downside. The H4, we got the bearish divergence. So on the H1 next week, we got the bearish divergence on the H1 as well. If you get a correction in here next week, you look for at least an A, B, C. And ideally that daily structure 3 down or 5 down plays out. GU, there's a couple of different scenarios on this. If you go back through my videos, I was looking at this as the first, as an A, a B, and we get a C up for here. We didn't get that. We just got a very choppy wave up in here. It still may be that this is an A, B, C here, and we get like 5 up in here. Either way, on the lower time frames, I'm sort of looking for downside. We have bearish divergence on the H4 here, but the problem is, we don't have a lower low here, so we have a bull hidden at this stage. Ideally, this comes down, breaks this low, taking out the possible bullish hidden divergence, and we get a correction in here. If you get a correction in here, you can look for at least 3 down. EU, I've had this on, this pattern in here this arrow and this arrow and this arrow here ever since we got this low in here. So again, in here, I'm looking for an A, B, C in here before we get like an A, B, C. So again, I'm looking for downside at this stage. H4, we got the 5 up. We're looking for the 5th one up to go, the 5th wave come up and broke the ending point of wave 3. It didn't get to our targets, like I said last week, but it's complete. It broke the ending point of wave 3. So now, like many of the other majors, we're looking for a correction in here next week, and then you can look for a sell. Like I said, they're all very similar, pretty basic stuff, really. And you were looking for this A, B, C. Well, I was looking for it here. A C up from here. It never went. It come down, gave us another lower low. We had a bear hidden in here. We got a lower low. And then we were looking for, the A, B, C. But again, this is very similar to AU. Looking at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 5 down in here before we get that A, B, C. So at this stage on the lower time frames, I'm looking for a sell. This one's very similar to EU. We have a ball hidden here. Well, firstly, we got the 5 up like we were looking for. It went up to the first target, didn't get to the second target, but we got a nice impulse down. We're looking for correction in here to sell for at least 3 down. And ideally, like I said, ideally that daily plays out and we get 3 down on the daily. So we're right at the top of the market. So if you get a correction in here, definitely look for the sells. GY is very difficult because this one here, I mean, we have bearish divergence, but we have a possible bull hidden in here. So if you've been following me for a while, I've been looking for a correction in here, and this may be very deep to this move in here, and it may even go and break this top for a running or expanding flat in here. So we've got to wait for this correction to be over, and then we can look for the C down. Excuse me. So I thought we had already had this. We already got the 3 up. We had this A, B. We were looking for this C up to go and break the top. It done that, and we had a nice impulse down in here, and I was looking for a correction in here to sell. It's gone. It's virtually gone up and broken that top. If this top here gets broken, well, we're going to get a lot of bearish divergence in here. So I'm not really interested in the buy. I'm more interested in a sell still, even though this, even though we didn't get a sell set up in here after this impulse down on the lower time frames for the sell, I am still looking for a sell. We're right at the top of the market on the daily. So, but if you have a look on the H1, you can see how, you can see, well, this actually did play out. We got an A, a B, and a C in here. It didn't go and break the low, but it broke the ending point of wave A, this wave C in here. I was looking for a bit more downside, but now we can see how choppy this is, So we've got some sort of a flat in here. If I just draw that a little bit better. It's hard with a mouse to draw, but an A, a B, and we get a C up in here. And then we get more downside. This is very deep correction to this. So I'm just expecting a C down, like an A, a B, a C down, some sort of a flat, and then possibly more upside. There is no sell set up on it. But if you get a sell set up on the lower time frames, I'd be looking for that C down, and then if you got a buy set up, you could look to buy for more upside. But again, when we're looking at the daily, we're right at the top of the market with 5 up and bearish divergence. So, be very careful buying at the top of the market. UY, I'm looking for a flat in here. It's gone a lot further. Like we had all the bearish divergence, on the daily. We had this nice impulse down, and I was looking for an A, B, C, a flat in here. This one's gone a little bit further than I thought. And again, this might, it may be a lot more complex correction like GU. I was looking for this C up. We got the C up. We was looking at this A, this B, and we were looking for this C up to the 100 fib. Well, it's got up to that 100 fib, and it's just about up to that 123.6. There really isn't a sell set up on it. During the week, you can see here during the week we had this nice impulse down after this possible A, B, C, and I was looking for 3 up in here and then a sell. Like GU, it went straight up and broke this top, so it sort of changed the way I'm looking at it now. We are starting to get bearish divergence on the H1, but yeah, there's no sell set up on it. You'd have to go down to the lower time frames. You may get a bull hidden in here, and you get another one up to buy. At this stage, it's still bullish. You know, there's no signs of any bearish setup. It's quite difficult on the daily. Like I've mentioned many times before, you know, I was looking for that wave Z up here. It never went. Instead, we got this very large correction here. We're looking at 5 up in here. We got the 5 up in here, and we got that bearish divergence. We got that nice impulse down. I'm waiting for a correction in here to be over and then sell. This one has already given 3 down on the H4. So, you know, we got like 1, 2. We were looking for this third one down to go and break that low. It done that, and we got bullish divergence here. There was a little setup in here to buy. And that's all you really can do. You can only really buy this. It was a very awkward looking flat, you know. However you look at it, you know, some sort of a flat in here for a WXY. You'd be waiting for an X2 and then trade that wave Z up. We don't have any bearish divergence here, so you really have to wait for this wave 4 or X2 and then look for a wave 5 up or wave Z, whichever way you look at it. But yeah, the Swissy sort of looking for a flat in here. I'm not convinced this is the low. I'm looking for this a B, and a C up. This went very deep, so I'm only looking for an A, B, C up, probably just to break that top, and then we get more downside. This has been pretty much untradeable for the last 4 weeks or so. Last month, we've been sitting in here, and I've just been saying, leave it alone until you get something solid to trade, because you just get cut to pieces in here. It's taken off now. The problem with this, I see, is this is the bottom here, not here. So to be buying into this, it is quite risky. This can be some sort of a B, and a C up as some sort of a flat, and you get another one down because this one broke the low. So yeah, it's not the best. You'd have to go down onto the lower time frames and look for a hidden divergence. Probably on the M15, you get some sort of a correction in here, like the M15. We don't have any bearish divergence, so you'd be looking for some sort of a correction in here, a bull hidden, and then you could look to go with that trend. But until that happens, you're really sitting on the sideline waiting for this correction, waiting for a bull hidden, then an entry to buy, and then you could get in on that trend. Excuse me. E.g., I've been saying for a while, any buy setup you get, buy, and we got a rather large impulse up. The H4, we lost the bullish divergence on this one. Excuse me. You can see here I was looking for a C up, but it's more on the H1. I was sort of looking, because this was so choppy coming down in here, breaking this low. I was sort of looking for an A, a B, and a C up to that 100 pip. It went way past that, as you can see, probably went up to the 200 pip. We're getting a bull hidden in here. So, if you get a buy set up, you can look to buy. This may be, pretty much, well, it's this one here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you look for a buy for that wave 5 up. So there's still an opportunity to get in this. We're getting that bull hidden there. I'm not going to go into how we confirm these hidden divergences and all the rest of it on this platform, but yeah, I'll be looking for the buy next week. WTI, It's pretty much following our arrows here. I put these arrows on a long time ago. If you've been following me, you know, looking for this structure in here, this A, B, C, and then we get like, well, in here there's an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, then the A, B, C before the A, B, C. So I've had that on there for a long time. I'm looking for upside. If you're not already in it, it's going to be hard to get in. This was very difficult to actually get in because this on the lower time frame was very choppy. Come down in here, gave us 3 down. Then there was a buy set up in here to buy. If you miss this, well, it's going to be pretty difficult. We don't have any divergence, so I'm expecting this to go further for some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So really, unless you're getting in on the lower time frames, getting it to break even, you're really scalping in a wave 3 now. So the safest way is to wait for the wave 4 and then buy into the wave for the wave 5. Yeah. Oh, gold on the daily. I've been saying keep out of this. We're right at the top of the market. We got the bearish divergence. We got the 5 up. We were looking for the 5th one up to the first and the second target. It blew straight, price action blew straight past those targets, and we got 5 up. We have bearish divergence here. I'm really only looking for a sell. I don't, I definitely wouldn't be looking for the buy up at these highs. There was a well, on the H4, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. We had that ball hidden in there. We're looking for the 5th one up. Didn't break that top. Deep eventually did, break this top for the wave 5. But this may be some sort of an extended wave in here to finish off that wave Z. But either way, this is looking rather corrective. Like I said, I wouldn't be buying into this. But yeah, if you go down onto the lower time frames, you may get a buy for some sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wave up. But yeah, I'd be waiting for this to break this low in some sort of an A, B, C before I even considered looking for a buy, scalping to break the top. Silver, we got the 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were looking for this 5th one up. It hasn't got to our targets at 123.6 and the 161.8, but it's broken the ending point of wave Y. So we do have that bearish divergence starting. So again, I'm not looking for buys up here. It's finished. Well, if you're not already in it, you don't want to be buying at the end of a wave Z on the daily. And we have that bearish divergence on the daily as well. Sort of, we're getting bearish divergence here on the H4 as well. So again, I'm not really looking to buy. I mean, this may turn into some sort of a larger flat, an A, a B, a C in here. I'm looking for a correction a similar size to that as 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could look, once you get a correction that you can see and a buy setup, well, then you can look to the buy at this stage. Either way you look at it, this is very choppy breaking the top. So I'd be looking at some sort of an A, B, C in here. Get that C down, and then if you get a bullish setup, you could look to just scalp the scraps off the end of the table, basically. Bitcoin on the daily. This is pretty much, very difficult because we're looking at that 1, 2, 3. I was looking for that wave 4 here and a wave 5 up. It never got up to the targets. It never broke the ending point of wave Y. Instead, we've got this very long, drawn-out correction in here. It's been very difficult to trade. I was thinking if you followed me for a while, you'd realize when we had this impulse up in here. I was looking to buy this and for this to go and break the top. It never went. Instead, we got 3 up in here, a bearish, set up in here, a bearish impulse, and I was looking for a correction in here to sell for like 1, 2, 3 down. Instead, this has gone up and broken the top, like I explained last week. It's gone up and broken the top here. We're starting to get bearish divergence in there. I mean, now I'd be looking for a sell, some sort of a expanding flat here. We got an impulse down from the top, and we sort of got 1, 2. We're getting a wave 3 up in here. Well, I'd be looking at this stage as a possible expanding flat before we get 1, 2, 3 down. Then after you get 3 down, well, then you could start to look for a buy. But we have a lower low here. We have a lower low here, so to be buying gets risky. I mean, there may be a little buy set up on there to scalp. If you're lucky, it goes and breaks the top, but I'd be more interested in getting a correction in here and looking for a C down rather than, we got all that bearish divergence here. So, I'm not looking for the buy, looking for a sell, but at this stage, there is no sell set up. If I just quickly go down to the M15, you can see how choppy this is. Very difficult to trade. Well, very difficult to stay into a trade. We're getting these like deep pullbacks. So, you may get a ball hidden in here, and more than likely you will. I'd be looking for a buy against this low here. If price action comes and breaks that low, well, you're not looking for a buy, you're looking for a sell. But until this low, if this low holds and you get a correction in here and a buy setup, on the lower time frames, you could look to buy just to break that top. It's just scalping. S&P 500, getting all this bearish divergence. Haven't really been going into this much because we're right at the top of the market on the daily with bearish divergence. Do you really want to be buying up here? There was a buy that we were looking at, when we got this like 3 down in here, we had that impulse up breaking this top. Ever since then, we were looking for a correction and a buy. Well, we've already got the 3 up now with bearish divergence. It may still give more upside, but I'm more interested in a sell. I'm looking for a nice impulse down and a sell setup to sell. I don't think there's any sell setups on it. Very difficult because this is the high over here, not here. So, it's sort of 1, 2, 3. I was looking for 4 on a 5th one down in here. It only gave 3 down. So, it's more bullish, but, very risky to buy into. You'd be scalping on, the lower time frames. AU200, we got past that. Well, I've taken the fib off, but we were looking for that A, B, C up to the 100 fib. It got up to the 100 fib and even breached that 100 fib. But again, we have that bearish divergence on the daily. So, you virtually stop looking for the buys after you get that bearish divergence on the daily. This may be a flat in here. We had that nice impulse down, but this went and broke the top in 3 waves. So we may get some sort of a running or expanding flat in here. And then if you get a buy up, you could look for a buy. But at this stage, I'm looking for this C down. And I wouldn't be buying until you get a C down and a buy set up, there really isn't there's nothing on this, it's more of a bulk hidden. This low here hadn't been broken over here, so it's more of an A, B, C flat, very choppy. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes and breaks that top, but it's not the sort of trading I do. when you get a bearish divergence on the daily, trying to, take the scraps off the table. The FTSE, there's nothing you can really do with this either at this stage. We've broken the top. I'm looking for a correction over here, a similar size to this. But yeah, you can only buy this. We got like 1, 2, 3 down, impulse up, breaking this top, and then we get 1, 2, 3. You wait for that third wave down, and then if you get a buy set up, you could look for an A, B, C, and if you're lucky, it turns motive. But I'd be very careful as soon as that top's broken. But in here, like, even on the lower time frames, it's a sell. This is very choppy, so it may even go and break this top, but still wait for a C down and then a bullish setup before you buy. And you can even like get this C up, and then if you get a sell set up here, you could look for the C down. But yeah. Lastly, looking at the DAX daily, we're getting all this bullish, bearish divergence in here. So again, it's like many of the others. Do you really want to be buying at the top? This played out, we were looking for this. I haven't got the count on it, but I've got the fib here. It only got back to the 38.2. I was looking for, a little bit further down to the 50 fib perhaps, but we got a impulse up correction, and, we got 3 up. On the lower time frames, there's more than likely, because this is taking off, there's more than likely a bull hidden in here, and there is. So I wouldn't be surprised if this does go and break that top. We have this bull hidden in here between that low and this low. There's that bull hidden there. So if you got a little, bullish setup, you could scalp it, but yeah, it's just a scalp to break the top. When you're at the top of the market on the daily, you're pretty much just scalping if you're going with the trend. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.